You thought Pokemon was all fun and games. Well, it's not. It is about crying, sweating, and more crying. You gotta learn your EVs, and your IVs, and your natures, and abilities. For reference, this is just PKSM, it's for lazy people like me. Let's focus on effort values, the EVs. All Pokemon caught in the wild, or bred, have 0 EVs, making it easy to train. You increase your EVs by beating Pokemon in the wild, whether you switched out or it fought itself, as long as the Pokemon was directly involved in the battle and gained XP from it. As a side note, XP share does give EVs to those that are wearing it when you beat battles. The Pokemon you defeat will determine the EVs that you gain from it. For example, Lillipup on Cerebi says that it's worth 1 attack point. For every 4 of these EVs, your stats will go up by 1 point. For example, the attack will go up 1 point every 4 Lillipups I beat. There are many ways to speed up this process. For example, wearing power items. If you're wearing the power bracer and you beat that Lillipup, you'll get 5 instead of 1 because each one of these gives an additional 4. Another way to do it is through Pokerus, which is a virus that Pokemon can get, and it doubles all EV stats gained. Another way, specifically in Black and White 2, that was introduced is by using these wings that you get from the bridge, which looks like this, located right here. It's a sneaky one, but it's these little shadows that float around. These don't have a limitation on how many you can use them until you max up your stats. And why that's important is because each Pokemon can only have a max EV value of 510, where each stat specifically, like these, can have a max of 255. Now, if you happen to get maxed out on stats that you didn't like, or you have extra stats on things that you want to get rid of, you can use these berries to get rid of stats. You can use a max of 11 of them to get rid of every single EV in that slot. But if you want, you can just use them. If they're past 100, it'll bring them down to 100, and everything past that will go down by 10. The majority of people, specifically those that are sweating super hard, will try to go 253 in 2 different stats and 4 in another. For example, Haxorus, which I did not really get really well, should have 253 in attack and 253 in speed, which I need to work on, and then 4 in HP, which will just add a little bit extra to these stats, making them super sweaty and awesome. Now, the way to check it without PKSM, so the legit way, is to talk to Bianca in the X-Transceiver and go to Please Look at Effort. We'll check out Sonar. It says it's worked really hard, hasn't it? That means that he's maxed out all of his EVs. Now, if you've only maxed out 1 EV, she'll say that they worked really hard in that stat. But if you haven't maxed out anything, she'll just say there's room to improve. That's the basics on EVs.